What's one piece of career advice you wish someone had given you when you were first starting out?
I feel like I would have wasted a lot less time if I realized the importance of being an authentic person. I think we get lost in the idea that we need to be a particular role or particular position. And I will tell you, I don't really have a lot in common with like a recruitment consultant, but I have a lot in common with Amy. So when we actually start distilling that down to a human being, having real relationships, seeing that these guys haven't done it before either. This is all of our first go through life. I think you spend a lot less focus on I need to fit a particular mold, and you can focus on what value can I bring as maybe a flawed human being as I am, because even those weaknesses are strengths. I'll give an example. I know like the one piece of advice, but I'll expand that.
Yeah, please do.
So, I suffer from imposter syndrome. I think a lot of people do, where I never feel good enough. And if you're thinking about that role, you'll just get stuck there and you'll dwell on constantly. I also have ADHD, which I leave unmedicated because I associate it as a superpower. Along with ADHD, I often go into bouts of depression. Let's see, some other things. I'm absolutely lazy. I even told, when I was interviewing for this position, I told the hiring manager, I am the laziest person you will hire. So I'm not going to do any work that doesn't need to be done. I will find efficiencies. I will make all of our lives better because of that laziness. But then I have a lot of benefits, right? I do understand tech. I am extroverted. I do have empathy. I understand business. And so that kind of puts me in a unique situation where even those weaknesses ultimately bring value to the company. And I think if people focus on that themselves, they'll find that they really do bring a lot more value than whatever their role is. So there's a million recruitment consultants. That's not valuable. Amy is, because Amy has a set of characteristics, a set of experiences. She can relate to other human beings. You're valuable. Your role, I don't know, maybe it's valuable, but you are. So that's kind of advice I'd give, is just be a human being, especially in a world with AI. You're one of the lucky ones that has 10 fingers, where AI is making 14-fingered people and stuff like that. So just look like a human. That's different.
No, I love that. I think that's so important. I think like when you touched on imposter syndrome as well, kind of that, yeah, you know, that authenticity can really help grow your confidence. Like if you can, you know, start your career out, like you say, as your authentic self, it helps you grow your confidence. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that was really
field CTO, but I am the best Bob Hart that I know.
Yeah. Very true.
Syndrome kind of goes away when you focus on the person instead of the role, because I know I'm good at me. So
yeah.
If I'm valuable, then I'm killing it. So.
Can you share a pivotal moment in your career journey that made a significant impact?
It was when I noticed that. So I remember I was an SA at the time, and I jumped on the call. My account rep didn't jump on the call, and I had to fake it that I was the account rep. And I realized I did a pretty decent job, even though that wasn't my role. And then it dawned on me, look, none of us are like gifted at birth with whatever this is. We're all kind of just going through, we're all learning it on the job. And so once I realized I wasn't really held to what my title was or held to my position, I could still think on my feet. I could still use my brain. I could still use those gifts I do have, like empathy, to think, what does this person need from me? So whether my role is an SA, whether it's a field CTO, whether it's custodian, put myself in their shoes. What do they need to hear? How can I help them if they're going to buy something? How do I help them with buyer enablement? If they're trying to recruit someone, how can I help them see maybe things they don't know they're looking for? So it's really, how can I add value to any conversation? And let's go ahead and divorce the role from whatever I'm doing. Can I just try and add value, and can I connect with another human being? It was that moment when I realized that that's the actual strength. It's not a title. It's not a job description. If you want to tick me off quickly, start talking about how that's not in your job description. 80% of what I do is not in my job description, but I add a lot of value to other people that I work with. They add a lot of value to me. I don't stick to my role. I stick to what's best for the company and what's best for the people around me. It's a lot less toxic. You will enjoy life a lot more if you don't play the "it's not in my job description" card.
How do you approach challenges and setbacks in your professional life, and what's your go-to strategy for overcoming those?
Yeah, this is one where it's important to understand kind of all the things in your tool set. So I do have things I'm strong at. I have things I am horrifically bad at. and one of those things is I have great strategy. I have crippling laziness. And when you combine those two with the ADHD, I am so good at seeing the vision for how something should look, and taking that first step to fabricate something into existence is brutal. So what I don't do is I don't hold myself to an 8-hour workday. I'm not working on apps. I'm working on tasks completed, value added. Sometimes that first 10% takes 4 hours to even get motivated to do. And sometimes it's the cost of doing business. So I celebrate that first 10% as much as I celebrate the remaining 90%. Because when I'm on a roll, man, I get things out. Getting started, it's so hard. So breaking things down into tasks. The other thing I would suggest to everyone do, I won't waste time saying it on here, but look up the "Man in the Arena" quote by Teddy Roosevelt. And the basic concept of that is everyone has an opinion. It's a lot harder to do than to have an opinion. So if you're trying to do something that's difficult that other people didn't want to do, they'll tell you all the things you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
And they might even once in a while give you some beneficial advice on things you could have done better. But at the end of the day, it's the person that's in there doing it that has the victory or has the defeat. And it's pretty cheap throwing out opinions. So don't let them get you down. If you're trying something challenging, I'm assuming that people watching this want to make a career move up. They want to try the hard thing. Ignore the negative feedback that's coming from someone who's not willing to put in the same effort you're putting in right now. So that's a big one. Is there's a lot of toxicity there. It's probably not necessary. You probably didn't ask for that feedback. Let it slide off and keep focusing on the steps you know you need to do. No one understands your position better than you do.